Hello traders, welcome back to Newton FX Academy, and it's a plum please that we finally here at episode 12 guys. So I'm really excited about the process and the developing of my company. So we're gonna take a look at US30 EURJPY and Aussie Swiss francs. So with no further ado guys, let's just get started right here on US30. So we're gonna start off, as you guys know by now, from our weekly time frame just to see the overall market condition and the market behavior guys. So if you're a new viewer, please guys hit that subscribe button, because this video is gonna come out every single week. So let's read market conditions. So what we can see here is that we have this weekly low structure point here into the market, and we can see that we did break out of this previous higher high structure point, and there we can see we did create this new higher high into the market. So what I can see now on this weekly time frame is that we do have this bearish weekly close right now, so we can most likely come down to this region again, right, to this region again, to see some form of a retracement for continuation to continue to the upside guys. So if we run a Fibonacci from this low point right here to this high structure point area right there, we can see that our 38% is basically in this region. So if we scale down to our smaller time frames now to just to see some form of market structure, the price actually break structure and so on, let's just view in and see what is basically going on here. So what I can see right now is that we have this weekly higher low point right here. There's our weekly higher, our daily higher high structure point into the market. There we can see that price did come for this retracement. There we can see price was unable, yesterday price was unable to continue to the upside. So, and price was also giving us this bearish spinning top, so that is basically a sign for us for continuation to the downside. So if this candle, if this daily candle close bearish guys, it's going to be an evening star. So an evening star is basically a sign of continuation to the downside. So let's jump into, let me just mark this right here, because this is going to be support area. So let's jump into our 4-hour time frame right now just to see the overall market condition and market structure. Right, so guys, as you guys can see from this side is that we do have this low point, price did create this high point, there we create this new higher low point, there price create this high, there we can see price did create this low point, and there you guys can see price did create this high. Now we can see price did break under this region right here, and there price retraced back into this region. There's our leg to the downside, right? So on a 4-hour we can basically see we bearish, because this is our high point right now into the market. We did break under this previous low region right there as well. So now you guys can see that we basically bearish on our 4-hour time frame. This was an area of interest that I was most likely look out for. So if you guys draw a Fibonacci from this high structure point to this low point, you can see that our 60% was respected, and it's also giving us this bearish spinning top candle, and there we can see we have a evening star basically showing us some form of a continuation to the downside. So if we mark this region right here guys, and we scale into our 1-hour time frame, 1-hour time frame right now, right, we can see that, okay, we can see that price did also form a head and shoulders pattern guys, for those guys who trade patterns, right? Price did also form head and shoulders, basically showing sign from continuation to the downside. So we can say if this candle right now can close under this low point, we will say price did create this new lower low structure point, and then we have this high here into the market. So if price can break under here, then the best way to enter is to wait for price to come in for this corrective and for the retracement, right? And we can take a sell position from this region right here and take it to the downside guys. But to sell on this region right here is really dangerous. That is why I also told you guys in my free Telegram group that you guys can check out in the description, it's for free. I always told you guys to be patient with the setups, wait for price to show us some clean market structure, right? But to take a sell position right there, if you get FOMO, please guys, that is not a appropriate spot to enter for the sell position guys. price didn't close under this lows yet. So the best is to wait for price to break structure and create this new lower low, right? And then come for retracement. Then you can take a sell position, guys. So this is basically what I can see here on US30, guys, is to be patient. It's a patient market for now, so just be patient on this market. So let's jump into EURJPY, guys. So as you guys can see, we are on a weekly time frame. Let's just read it right now. So you guys can see that we have this weekly low structure point right here, and we have this weekly high structure point right here. So what you guys could see is that we're basically bullish in the overall market condition. We have this weekly support right here as well. So what I can see right now is that if we scale down to our daily time frame, is that this is basically our daily low point right here into the market, and this is basically our daily high point into the market. So what you guys can see on this structure point is that price is in this impulsive phase. We did see this down, we did see some structure breaks, their price come down with impulse. There we can see that price continue to the upside. So what we can see right now is that price is basically in this retracement phase right now, but as you guys can see, that price is basically coming really impulsively to the downside as well. So we can still see some retracement if we see some structure break. If we run a Fibonacci from this low point right now to this high structure point right there, again, we can see that price is basically in between this region right now, the 618 and the 786, right? So now we must scale down to our smaller time frame just to see the overall market flow, right? So as you guys can see, that price did basically showing us here the sign of descending corrective, basically showing us that the selling is basically coming to the end. But here you guys can see that price did break under this lows and then create this new lower low structure point right there. So the best is to wait for price to break at least this structure high there, guys, to showing us that we basically gonna change to bullish. But to take a buy position from this reason, it's going to be very risky, guys. We have this new form of a high here as well. If we can at least break this reason, we can see some form of something like this. If we can break out of this previous lower high point, if we can break structure, retrace back, and then continue to the upside, this will be a great entry for us there, guys. But for now, I don't see any valid trade setup here yet. The only time that I will take sell positions is when we break under this daily low structure point, right? That's showing me that price is basically showing a sign of continuation to the downside. So as you guys basically saying is there's no trade setup yet. There's no trade setup yet because, right, guys, to take this sell position right here, it's gonna be dangerous, right? It's gonna be dangerous. You're basically gonna sell into a support, and we're basically at a support right now. So the best is to wait for price to break above this region again first before we can execute on buys, guys. So please be patient, right? So that is it for that pair. So let's jump into Aussie Swiss franc, guys. Sort of from a weekly time frame. So what I can see on Aussie Swiss franc as well is that, guys, we basically in this bullish market condition. This is our weekly low point, and this is our weekly high structure point, right? Yeah, let me just get it there. So as you guys can see, we have this impulse break to the upside. We did break out of this previous higher high. There's a new higher high forming in the market. There you guys can see price did retrace back into this region, right? But what you guys can see right now is that price is basically in this ascending corrective way to the upside. So if we scale down to our daily time frame right now, gang, is that we have this daily high point right here. This is basically our daily lower high point, and we can see that price did break under this reason right here and create this low point right here, right? So our daily is still bearish and our weekly is bullish, right? So there you guys can see how price is basically coming to the upside in this corrective phase, guys. Price is basically coming up in a corrective phase, basically showing me some form of a lack of intent to continue to the upside. So if we scale down to our 4-hour time frame now, guys, this is our 4-hour highs right there, right? And this is our 4-hour lows right there, right? This is also going to be an area of interest if price can come and trace back into this region right here. This is basically where price is right now. We can say we have this leg here to the downside, right? Yeah, we can see that price basically starting to form in this descending corrective form, right? Basically showing us some of lack of intent to continue on to the downside. So we will most likely see some form of change in direction, guys. So if you run a Fibonacci now from this high structure point to this low point right here, we can see that price is basically our 38 right now. We can see we have a 50 right in this region that I was basically marking off. So let's see how price is behaving, guys. The only time we most likely will execute this is if that we can see some market structure breaks, right? So if we scale down now to our 1 hour time frame, guys, on a 1 hour time frame, you can see we're overall bullish as well, because why, this is our low point here into the market and this is our high here into the market. This is basically what our 1 hour telling us, right? We can see that, okay, we did create this low point, we did create this high point there. Price wasn't able to break under this low point as well, but what I can notice is that price did come down with this impulsive way to the downside. So we most likely can see some downwards momentum from this region, but the best is to wait, because right, price didn't close under this region, right? Because right, this is also a high and low structure point. If price can at least close under this region, we can expect some form of downwards momentum in this market, guys, but there's nothing. So I never do this on this breakdowns, but I will scale down to my 30 minutes time frame, right? So as you guys can see right now is that price did come back into this region, right? So what you guys can see is that there's our high, there's our low, there's a break of structure, right? There we come to the downside, but we were still unable to break these lows, right? So the best I will say is that, guys, if price can at least come to the downside, break under these lows, right, create this new lower low, come for retracement, and on this lower high structure point, this is where I will take a sell position, right? I will not take a sell position right now there, because right, this can also be like a form of a double bottom, guys, because right, price can still continue to the upside, break out of this region and continue with a move to the upside, guys, because why, as you guys can remember, on our weekly time frame, we're basically in a bullish market condition, right? Price is still trading above this region right here, so we're basically still bullish. But what we can also notice is that price did form this ascending corrective move to the upside, and we can see that we have a bullish spinning top candle right there as well, basically showing us some form of bullish continuation to the upside. So if this weekly candle close bullish, guys, we can most likely see some further upwards move on this pair, guys. So this is it for episode 12, guys. So please don't forget to hit like, subscribe, go check out my free Telegram group where I send out free market insight and breakdown and trade setups for you guys every single day, guys, every single day for free. So the reason behind all of that market breakdowns and trade setups that I sent for you guys is that you can basically use that as a guidance for you. As so it's based, let me just make it plain and simple. You can look at a trade and you will see that, okay, I was basically looking at the same trade setup, but what can I see, what is different, what I can apply with my strategy as well. So that is basically what I'm talking about, guys. So this is it here at Newton FX Academy, guys. I'm signing off. It's your boy King ZK. Stay blessed. Hashtag forever reach.